Hello children, this is the class for again 10th standard. I am sending some videos so I can help children answering ICSE. So on linear equations, coordinate geometry, equations of straight lines, right? Before I start, stubbornness is a negative attribute. It refuses to change. And dedication is a positive attribute which aims for change. Okay? So let's start. Now you know equations of straight lines, just going into the introduction a little bit, and then I will do the next video expected questions on equations of straight lines for ICSE. Okay? Hope I can help you. Now here you have equation of straight lines you have done. It is of the form of y equals mx plus c, or the same thing ax plus by plus c equals 0, or y minus y1 m into x minus x1, where m is y2 minus y1 and divided by x2 minus x1. Some special lines, okay, which have maximum terms are in the equation will be 3. That will be because the relation between the x and y in coordinate geometry with bounded by 2 lines of references, that's 2-dimensional, the x-axis and the y-axis. So there will be an x and a y and a number. The degree of an x and y should be 1. Okay, that represents a linear equation. So maximum number of terms is ax plus by plus c is 0. The c is a constant which can be the right side or the left side or whichever. There will be equation sign between these 3 terms anywhere. And then you have which can be reduced where you make y subjective formula, you bring it in this format, y equals mx plus c, y we will see it later. But there are some special lines like you have only x equals 2. Or 2x equals 3. There is no y. So there I write as ax equals b. Or ax plus minus b is 0. These are parallel lines. There is no y. So the one which has only x in it and a constant is a line that is parallel to y-axis or perpendicular to x-axis. X equals 2 is not line parallel to x-axis, parallel to y-axis, perpendicular to x-axis. And you have another equation where there is no x. So 4y equals 5 or y equals 9, okay, or 2/3 y equals 6, whatever. Okay, you simplify, you'll get y equals a constant k. So if the equation has only y and a constant, that means they are straight lines parallel to the x-axis, okay, or perpendicular to the y-axis. And what happens if the equations do not have a constant? You have a y and x but no number. Y equals mx, or ax plus by equals 0, or 2x equals 3y, or that is ax equals by. There is no constant. That means the straight line is passing through origin. Any locus, any equation, any path, okay, following some fixed laws, or an equation which does not have a constant in it will always pass through the origin. Okay? If it has a number in it, like x cubed plus y square plus xy plus 6 is 0, this will not pass through origin. But you have x plus x cubed plus xy minus 3x equals 0, that will pass through origin. Similarly in straight lines, if you have just x and y, no number, that's a straight line passing through origin which can be changed to the format of y equals mx, right? So there are some short methods of doing that instead of doing the traditional way, because short methods can only be done, children, when you understand mathematics, when you understand what you are doing, not by hearting and just doing a technical way, a formula method only, right? And like here we have, what do we need to find equation of a line? We need the inclination of the line with the x-axis, because generally we are doing everything with reference to the earth's surface. which we are taking as horizontal. So we are taking everything with reference to a horizontal level, a line that is x-axis. So we need inclination, I'll tell you what it is, slope, and we must know a point which lies on the line or the line passing through a point which we write as x1 and y1. So if you see in the figure, you have A, B, C, an inclined line. So it will be of the format y equals mx plus c, or ax plus by equals c, or ax plus by plus c is 0, wherever the equal sign is, right? Now, because it's not a parallel line, it's not parallel to any of the axes. Ax, is is single axis, either x or y. Ax, es means plural, both axes, right? So here, the angle which the line makes with the horizontal, because vertical, how many of you are flying in the air all the time? No. We are everything doing with reference to the ground level. So we are taking that as the x-axis, the horizontal. So here, the angle which a line makes with the positive direction of x-axis. When a line cuts a line, you have two angles made, right? The right side and the left side. So which one is called the inclination? The one which is to the positive side of the x-side, the right side, that means which is going towards the positive direction of x-axis. The angle which a line makes with the positive direction of x-axis, basically for you to understand the right side, is called the inclination. Okay, everything in life we have to be positive, we have to move towards positive direction, we have to think positive for positive things to happen in life, right? So here, this angle which is 180 minus theta, that's not the inclination. The other one, the other side, that is angle, you can see BAO or B whatever, that angle is the inclination, right? And tangent of this angle is called gradient or slope, because the ratio of the, when you go moving this way, how much horizontal distance, how much vertical distance. So ratio of the vertical to the horizontal, that is always the vertical means opposite to the angle, perpendicular and base. That's why it is tangent of theta. The ratio of the perpendicular to the base. So that is tan theta is the slope, which is also called the gradient, right? So that's what we need for the line equation, the gradient or the inclination. If you know the inclination of this makes 45 degrees with x-axis, tan 45 is 1. So that is the slope. And slope is represented by tan of the inclination, theta, is m, represented as m. Okay, so m is a real number, whereas theta is an angle which we are taking in degrees here, right? So that is one thing, and you should know a point through which it is passing. Basically, if you see this line, this is inclination, where I marked it as theta, and OB is called the y-intercept, which we write in the sum as C, which we write in the formula as C. Not this C, please. C, the constant when y is made the subject to the formula. Not if I give it 2x plus 3y equals 9, 9 is not C. Okay? It is only the C which we talk. Now this C is just a representation of a constant. So don't think all C's are y-intercepts. All O's are centers of a circle. No, children. Okay, when you make y subjective formula, okay, the coefficient of x is the slope and the constant with this sign is the y-intercept. What's the meaning of y-intercept? Y-intercept is the distance between, okay, the origin and the point where the line cuts the y-axis. That's why it's called y-intercept. Okay, if you see OA is called x-intercept and OB is called the y-intercept. So that length. So obviously if this is C, B will be 0C. So basically you can also find the equation of a line whose inclination is theta and y-intercept is 4, means the line is passing through 0, 4. And if inclination is 45 degrees, tan 45 is 1. So y equals mx plus c, you can directly write y equals m is 1 x 1x plus y-intercept is 4 plus 4. If y-intercept is minus 4, means it's cutting the y-axis below the origin. So negative, we take with the sign. So if y-intercept is minus 5, that means the straight line is passing through 0 minus 5. So you can do directly y equals mx minus 5, and m you can find out tangent of the inclination, right? Remember, don't confuse with this format and this format. The C is not the same, right? We are talking of y-intercept when we make y subject to formula and the constant left is called y-intercept. So first thing what we know, thus I am trying to discuss the type of equations, that is how to find the equation. We need the slope and or the inclination, and we need a point, right? So first thing when you're doing this is special lines, right? So here this is called y-intercept. If I say find the equation of a line passing through 3, 4 and y-intercept is 5. So passing through 3, try as much as possible. Only when the slope and y-intercept is given, we stick to the form of y equals mx plus c. Otherwise, always use this formula y minus y1 m into x minus x1. Most of the time we'll be using this. This I give you general format because in 11th standard we write a general. What in ICSE we basically need is this and this. Okay. So suppose I say find the equation of a line. Find the equation of a line passing through 2, 5 and y-intercept is minus 3. Okay. So passing through, PT means passing through 2, 5 and y-intercept. So y-intercept is minus 3. I told you just now. That means here you have the line 2, 5 is somewhere here, 2 and 5 here. So 2, 5 is somewhere here and minus 3 means it is cutting here, it is passing. So the line is basically this. You should know how to plot it. Passing through 2, 5, y-intercept is minus 3 is cutting the negative y-axis at a distance of 3 units. It is below the origin. So this is 3. So you can easily know this is the line. So now you got y-intercept. So children do y equals mx plus c. They put y as 3, x as 2. And then c as minus 3, they get the m. Okay, fine. That also can be done. Or you can say it's passing through 2, 5, and y-intercept is minus 3 means 0 minus 3 is the point which lies on the line. Okay, this point is what? 0 minus 3. Y-intercept is this. This is minus 3 from origin to the x-axis. So you can straight away do, and you know slope. Slope you can find 3 ways. Slope which we represent as m, that is tan theta, where theta is the inclination angle made by the line with positive direction of x-axis, or m is also done y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1, that is p by b perpendicular by base, so tan theta. Okay, so you have this y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1, so this by this. So perpendicular by base, basically if you see, y2 minus y1 means the perpendicular length and x2 minus x1 means the base. So that is why it is p by b tan theta. For this you have to know 2 points on the line. One point is x1 y1 and the other point is x2 y2. And the third way of finding slope is from an equation of a line. If I say it is parallel to a line, so from an equation of line. So if from an equation of line you can find the slope. If you have this, you know you have to make y subject to formula and the coefficient of x will be slope and the number will be the y-intercept of that line. But if you have to find the equation of a line which is parallel to this, of course there are short methods, but for now I will not do this. I will do when I am doing 11th standard mathematics coordinate geometry. So here you will make y subject to formula. So y equals minus a by bx plus c by b. Y can be on the left side and the right side, children, no problem. If you got y equals 4 minus 2x, slope is not 4. Don't learn the first one is slope, second one is y-intercept. No, children. You have to, this is not slope and this is not y. Your coefficient of x is the slope. So better write the x first. Doesn't matter if it's right side. It doesn't matter where the y is, left or the right, as long as it is subject to the formula, its coefficient should be 1 and it should be positive, not minus y. Okay, then change the sign. So here slope is minus 2 and y-intercept is 4. Okay, don't write the first is slope, second is the y-intercept, not like that. And it is not that you have to bring the y this side, then only you know the slope. X equals 5 and 5 equals x, both mean value of x is 5, children. Okay, whether you keep potatoes on the left side pan of the physical balance or right side pan and the weights on the other side, the weight will be the same. Okay, that's that if it is not a faulty balance, right? So here you have, this is how you find the slope. So that is finding slopes, right? Now the problem comes when the slope is 90 or 0. Once the inclination is 0 degrees, tan 0 is 0. When the slope is 0, children, the line is parallel to x-axis. What is the angle between two parallel lines? 0 degrees, right? And tan 0 degrees is 0. So here you have the general format I told you of how to find the slopes. This is just an introduction before I do some sums, tricky sums, or some sums which came in ICC and people with little difference, and people found it hard. So here, suppose I give you this is x-axis, y-axis origin, and this is the line. So you know it's 90 degrees. So equation of ABC, theta is 90 degrees and tan theta is undefined, children. Is infinite, undefined. You cannot put any infinite in a sum because you don't know its definition, you don't know the measurement, so it's undefined. You cannot put infinity, but infinity is the result of any number by 0. When the denominator is 0, it is an infinite value. When the numerator is 0 by any number, that is 0. But infinite is any number by 0. So here the problem comes. If I say, what is the equation of this? This distance is 4, right side. So this equation is x equals 4, that's all. Meaning, the line passes through 4, 1, 4, 2, 4, minus 3, 4, 11, 4, 0. So always the abscissa, x is the abscissa, x, y, x is called abscissa, y is called ordinate, will always be constant. Y can be any real number. Y can be anything. So x equals 4 means parallel to y-axis, perpendicular to x-axis, inclination is 90 degrees and slope is infinite. Tan 90 is infinite, undefined, right? So this is 90 degrees. So always remember a line passing through 2, 4 and 2 minus 11, equation of AB will always be x equals 2. You don't have to do a traditional way of doing it. Slope you are getting minus 15 by 0 and you got stuck, you got infinity, then you are doing y equals infinity x plus c. How can you do this? Or you are doing y minus y1 infinity into x. No, you cannot put an infinite value, something which cannot be defined, something which you don't know of. How can you put it in, make use of it, which you can't see, don't know, right? Mathematics is all known numbers or we have unknown numbers, but even infinite we don't know its value. It's a very big number which cannot be defined. So infinity, so we cannot put infinity. Straight away, a straight line passing through 3, 4 and 5, 4 is y equals 4 because slope will be 0. That you will not have a problem because you will put m as 0. So even you do y minus y1, 0 into x minus x1, that is not a problem. Infinity is a problem. Infinity, when you get slope, that means the x's will be same. The line has to pass through xy1, xy2, xy3, xy4. The x will be same. And in such cases, you will get slope of this line as number by 0. Both the x's are same. That is parallel. So x equals k means only x in the equation and no y. That means a line parallel to y-axis and perpendicular to x-axis. X equals k doesn't mean x equals 4 doesn't mean parallel to x-axis. No. Reverse, parallel to y-axis. Similarly, if you have a line Okay, y equals 3. What is the meaning? It is always, that means this is 2, 3. This point is 4, 3. Okay, and this point is say minus 1, 3. So y will always be constant. X can be any real number. So if I say find the equation line passing through 3, 4 and 5, 3 or 3, 4 and say 5, 4, equation y equals 4. X equals 0 is equation of x-axis. Sorry, x equals 0 is equation of y-axis and y equals 0 is equation of x-axis. If x and y are not numbers, the equations of straight lines. Okay, if I say 2y equals 6, right, its equation is 2y equals 6, y equals 3. That means it is a line parallel to x-axis, perpendicular to y-axis. Inclination is 0 degrees. Okay, and tan 0 is 0. So you don't know. If I say find the equation line passing through minus 11, 6 and minus 11, 9, equation is x equals minus 11. And if a line is passing through 3.5 and you have minus 5.5, equation is y equals half. If a line is passing 3, 0 and 5, 0, y equals 0, means x-axis. If a line is passing through 0, 1 and 0 minus 11, it is x equals 0, equation of y-axis. Always the abscissa will be 0 on x-axis. Okay, abscissa will be 0 on y-axis and ordinate will be 0 on x-axis. So these are some special lines which we will be doing, and y equals mx. You just have to do this when it said the line is passing through origin and inclination 60 degrees. So y equals root 3x because tan 60 is root 3. Is it clear? So we will continue with some examples how to find equation of straight lines in my video 2. Just wait and I'll be sending it now. Thank you children. God bless you. Okay, bye.